Something feels off, doesn't it? You've read the advice, watched the routines, listened to all the successful habits people swear by. But when the noise fades, and it's just you and your thoughts, you're still not moving like you thought you would. You're still stuck. And if you're being honest, there's this quiet frustration, because deep down, you know you're meant for more than this. But everything you've tried so far still leaves you circling the same ground. That's not a coincidence. That's a pattern. And if you don't recognize it now, you'll live another year talking about change instead of living it. So let's not waste time. Here's why most of the advice out there isn't just falling short, it's actually pulling you further from the breakthrough you're chasing. The world has turned self-growth into a game of checklists. You're told to build a routine, stack habits, drink more water, walk more, sleep better, and sure, those things help. But surface tweaks won't rebuild a fractured foundation, because what you're really struggling with isn't a lack of tools. It's the weight of too many tools, none of which are actually rooted in your real life. Everywhere you look, you're being shown blueprints that weren't built for your schedule, your responsibilities, or your mental bandwidth. So you start trying to copy people who aren't living your reality, and when it doesn't work for you, the guilt creeps in. You think you're falling behind. You wonder if maybe you're the problem. You're not. You're just overloaded. Taught to believe progress means doing more, chasing more, planning more. But real growth? It usually starts by removing what's in the way, not adding more weight. Let's get real. Most people don't fail to grow because they lack drive. They fail because they're drowning in ideas they haven't tested in the real world. They watch someone sprint up the mountain, but no one's teaching how to walk through the mud on a day when your head's not clear and your energy's running on fumes. There's this fantasy being sold that if you just repeat enough high-performer advice, you'll wake up one day fully rebuilt. But transformation doesn't feel like a highlight reel. It feels like confusion. It feels like doubt. It feels like doing the hard thing when no one claps. Here's the moment where most people either wake up or stay stuck. You do not need another motivational burst. You need to face something you've been avoiding. And this is personal. There is one action you know you've been putting off. Not 10, just one. You know what it is. You've been carrying it in the back of your mind for days, maybe weeks. It's not convenient, it's not inspiring, but it matters, and it's quietly draining you every time you let it sit. If you want to change the direction of your life, you don't need a 10-step routine. You need to do that one thing today. Not tomorrow, not when you're in the mood, now. Even if it's messy, even if it's brief, start it, face it, move on it. Because that's what real change looks like. Let's be brutally honest for a second. Nobody's coming to save you. Nobody's going to knock on your door and hand you the version of yourself you've been daydreaming about. The people who rebuild their lives, they don't wait for motivation to strike. They act while it's still uncomfortable. They make the call. They put their shoes on and go outside, even when every cell in their body wants to wait. That's the difference. Not talent, not discipline, not willpower, just movement. Unpolished, immediate, real. And if this is hitting somewhere deep in you, that's a sign. That's not just agreement. That's recognition. You already know the truth of what I'm saying. You're not here because you're weak. You're here because you're ready to stop pretending like change is supposed to be pretty. You're tired of feeling like you're making progress when you're really just collecting more advice. So I'm not going to give you more to read. I'm going to give you one challenge. Pick the one thing that keeps whispering, "Not now." And do it within the next hour. No excuses, no mood check, no overthinking. Because when you finally act while you're still uncomfortable, you begin to build a version of yourself that can't be shaken. This is what we do here. We cut through the noise. We push through resistance. We don't romanticize growth. We earn it. And if that's the path you want, the next video will show you how to reset your entire rhythm, mentally, emotionally, practically. Not for show, for results. Let's move.